Well, hello, guys, and welcome to episode 11. Today, we're going to be talking about something very simple that I thought that everybody should know by now. But if you're new to the game and you don't know a lot about training clones, this is going to be the video for you. Now, we're going to start by talking a little bit about skills. So, when you first start the game, you don't have many skills trained. You may not understand what the attribute settings is. Well, the attribute settings are basically what do you want to train into. Very basically, I will tell you that you should probably start training or put your attribute overview. All these attributes should be maxed out to perception and willpower. The main reason for that is because when you're training ships, the two alignments that are required are perception and willpower. Now, the primary is always going to be on the left, which is perception, and on the right is the secondary attribute, which is willpower. So, if you go back to your character, and you'll have available remaps for when you're a new character. I think you have 2 free ones, and you should probably put them there. And that's just a very basic place and where to start with. But I'm not going to go into too much details about how to align yourself to training, because I don't have a character that I can show you with, since this character's a little bit more skilled than a brand new player. But my recommendation, clear recommendation, is going to be put in perception and willpower, just because it does have a benefit when you're training for ships, which is spaceship command. But you will also see the same in I remember there was another one. There you go. So in gunnery skills, you also get a benefit on it. And by what I mean by a benefit added is that instead of training skills at slower pace, you will actually be training them a lot faster. In my case, they're training at 43.5. And that's because I don't have them perfectly aligned to this. But if you were perfectly aligned to training this, then it would be at 45. And also, by perfectly aligned, I also mean the implants that you take in, or your augmentations. The augmentations are going to be what implants you're going to be using. And the main reason why we're doing this video today is because you're getting some loot from the event that's going on, the Winter Nexus, right? And if you're a new player, you don't understand what basic brain freeze cerebral accelerator is, or what a potential brain freeze cerebral accelerator is, or what the extended brain freeze cerebral accelerator is, and why it's a good idea that you actually work towards achieving the 650 points to get one of these. Now, if you are doing sites, these are dropping out of some of the data sites, as well as the skins, especially if you're doing the null and the low sec. You're definitely going to be able to get one of these just by doing the events, doing the data hacking. Okay, but we're going to come back and see the basic attributes of these two things. We're not really going to deal with this first one, because this first one, well, let's just click on it. It's their addition to it, the 4-point addition to the attributes, are really really low. Something that you can just achieve by getting the right augmentations. Now, this is a training clone with standards augmentations, which they're not very expensive. They're actually about, I think it's 20 mil. So if you do die, you're only going to lose about 100 mil instead of losing the little bit better than these, which are, does it tell me the variations? The improved, if you go and look at the improved, the price of those are about 100 mil each. So if you happen to get potted, you're going to be losing $500 million or a little bit more than that. And the real reason is that I'm covering all of this is because I did have a major loss within this week. I was running some abyssal sites, and I did get killed by some marshals, and the ship itself lost about 500 mil or $500 million. But the big hurt of the event that happened by me dying was that I also lost my pod. Now, this is really not the real amount that I lost. I actually lost like 450 mil, which these are different implants, mostly for CPU management, and these will also help you with shield management. They'll boost your shields, but more advanced video to come on that. So let's talk about these things that we're getting out of the event, right? So these are the ones that you're really going to go for two main reasons. The main reasons are because, well, you can sell them, right? You can sell them for 42 million on the market, or if you're looking to buy, you can place buy orders around the 36 million mark. And for the other one, it's a little bit lower. This is the potent. Now let's look at that one. This one is selling for 37 million, and the buy orders right now are about 31 million. So there's definitely some money to be made if you're doing these sites, right? But we're not really going to be interested in how much we can make. We're going to be interested on the potential of training for our characters. Now, I did some calculations, and we're going to talk about. Oh, this is not the extended, is it? No. Okay, yeah, this is the extended. We're going to start with the extended. In the extended, when you're training, will give you. Let me bring it back up. Wrong one. The extended will give you a total train SP per minute. Will be the total amount will be 226,000, right? Well, this will turn to an actual benefit of only 38,000 skill points if you put it on. So yes, it is going to give you plus, I believe it's go here, show info. It's going to give you plus 6 attributes for a total duration of 259,200 seconds, which turns out to be 432 minutes and about 72 hours. Now, that is 9 extra skill points per minute, and you're going to be paying 42 million for it, and you're paying per minute because our skills are trained per minute. So if you see here, this is just one skill. Train raid time, 43.5 skill points per minute. So you want to break it down per minute and how much you're actually going to be making. So if you were to buy this and not actually get it, you're paying per minute to have these plus 9s, or it's plus 9 attributes. Now remember, you want to put it whenever you're using these. I currently don't have any implants input it, but I am going to buy one just so you can see what happens with my train time. Aligned to what your alignment is in your character sheet. So my attributes are perception and willpower, and I'm currently not training anything here. I'm actually training drones, which their attributes in memory and perception. So I still get the secondary one as a benefit, but it's not the complete benefit I can get if I was training ore freighter, right? And how it's broken down, I'm just going to write it here, is your primary gets 100% of it. So you're going to get 100% of it, which in this case is going to be 31 points, right? So that would be 31 points. And you're going to add, you're going to add 50% of your secondary. So that's how you get the rate of actual train time. So in this case, it's going to be willpower, which is 25. So if you were to divide 25 by 2, that's 12.5, right? So plus 12.5. Sorry, I put 8. 12.5. And this should equal the rate of training, which if you add these two numbers, you will get 42.5. And hopefully I did everything right with my math. And it should be the actual, there you go, 43.5. And actually I said the wrong number. I said it was going to be 42, but 2 plus 1 is 3 plus a half. So yes, it's going to be 43.5. So what are we going to get if we add the augmentation of the potent or the extended? Sorry. So we're going to get +6 in all of them. But if we were aligned, what would be our total align time? So we would get 6 points plus half of our secondary, which would be the memory. So that means that we would only get, and I did it on the wrong one. It's probably if I do it here. So we would get +9 attribute added to us per minute. So instead of actually training at 43.5, which will be right here, 43.5, this train time will actually turn to 52.5 because that's our new train time. So that's how I did this calculation. So I got this number and I multiply it by the total amount of minutes. So when you do that, you end up with a total train of 226,800. So 226,800. Now, if I didn't have this implant, this extended, we would only be training 187,920. So what's the difference? A total 38,000 more skill points trained. Of course, this is going to be when you're aligned at the best. If you go and check what skills you're actually doing, like I'm doing drones, they're not going to be actually getting a total benefit. They're actually still going to be training pretty low at 36.5. However, I cannot modify my alignment to change it to drones just because I've already done it a few times. So they're still going to get benefit. It's just not going to be as good. But you will see that whenever I do plug in the extended, that time right now it goes from 36.2 36.5. It will go up by 9 points. And again, it's not going to be great, but it's better than what I'm currently training at. Now, let's see the difference between if we were to just get the other one. And this is not the extended. This is actually the potent. I'm just going to put POTA. So if you were to do the potent, which is the other reward that you can be looking into, which is the brain freeze, how much are we going to be paying for it? So I did this calculation a little bit earlier. Sorry. No, I picked the wrong one. Okay. So the potent is currently selling for 37 million. It was a little bit more expensive, but I did it a little bit earlier. So it is for 37,100,000. And you are paying per minute 25,692 because this one only has a total of 86,400 seconds, which turns into sorry, again the wrong one. It turns into a total of 144 minutes or just 1 hour. Now, I do want to give you the premises that this is the base rate of these augmentations. The way to make it a little bit better and get the most out of it is if you train biology all the way to 5. I actually thought I had trained biology to 5, but apparently I only did it to 4. So if you want to improve the total time without actually having to get more implants, the skill that you would probably have to train would be biology to 5, because this is the science of life, of living organisms, and how chemicals affect them. 20% bonus to attribute boosters during per skill levels. So if you start at level 1, which I think base characters start at level 2, if I'm not mistaken, but again, it's been a while. If you are at 2 at the second stage of the training, you're only getting a plus 40%. If you go up to 3, then you get plus 60%. If you go to 4, it's plus 80%. And if you go to 5, it's plus 100%. So that means that these 2 times that we're getting will actually double here if you go all the way to 5. So you will actually get not 72 hours, but you will actually get 144 hours. And not 1 day, but actually 2 days. And this, like I said, is all based on percentages of where your skills are at. So biology, definitely train to 5. It's a great thing to have because these boosters do come around in every event. And you want to be able to utilize the most out of it. You also want to align correctly. If you're having a heavy train time, let's say you're doing advanced spaceship command, this is a longer train time. I think it's 30 days for 5. And you want to expedite it the best possible. Is you definitely want to align to, like I said, perception and willpower. So as a new character, you want to be able to experience a lot of the ships. And one of the things that you have to have is perception and willpower, because you're going to be training all these ships. And I think that whenever I was training capital industrial ship, I had it to 5. I was aligned to the perception and willpower. And that's why these became a little shorter. The same thing that happens whenever you want to do like a specialization. Like if you want to go all Galactic Destroyer to 5, it does take a long time. And you want to be able to be aligned there. So the only thing I was bringing, the major point that I'm making here is that what you're going to get out of actually using these two. If you use the potent, you're actually paying per minute. Like if I was to buy this, 25,000. So it's not the best return on investment. And the reason why we're not even covering the first one is because it's only half the train. If you see the attributes, only plus 4, which makes it very unprofitable to actually train this. And I mean, it's really not that important. They're actually selling fairly cheap. I think they're selling about 6 million, which, I mean, 6 million you're making on one side without a problem. So the final conclusion is that if you are going to buy one of these, if you did not participate in the event or you haven't found the luck to actually get one of these extended, I do recommend you going for the extended instead of the potent. Even though it's a little bit more expensive, in the long run, you're actually getting a better return. Even though you are training a little bit slower, this total is a plus 8. So it's plus 8 on everyone and every single one of them. And this one's a plus 6. So this has been episode number 11. I know I rambled a little bit. It is a longer video. It's almost 20 minutes, but it is very important that you understand what the attributes actually do to a character. So if you, and again, I'm going to just remind you, if you have not changed these, you're not maximizing the training queue time. And by that I mean is that these attributes do affect how you're training your skills. And I know most of the people who are going to watch this video are probably not going to be new players. But just like me, you could realize that you don't have biology to 5, that you don't have cybernetics to 5. And it is critical that we do that so we maximize the total amount of time trained per month, because you're paying for this somehow. Either you're playing the game to flex your account or you're paying with a credit card. So the last thing you want to realize is that you're leaving money on the table by not having these. If at the very least, like I always say, I'm giving you some information that you can take and research and learn from it. I made my mistakes. I have done this for a while now, and it's critical that you as a new pilot do not do the same mistakes that other pilots have done. Okay, so just to end this, I am actually going to buy one of these just because I haven't had the time to actually run through the whole gauntlet, and I actually think I sold one of these. We're going to use my corp wallet. The corp is going to pay for this. We're going to go back to the corp. And we're going to just put it in our items. And we're going to consume. So these will give you all the augmentations that I was telling you. So let's just go real quickly. This will run for 5 days. Again, I only told you that it should only run for 3 days. Sorry. Where's this one? Should only run for 72 hours. Mine is running, don't save. Don't really matter. This is going to run for 5 days and 9 hours. My current attributes are now training at 37 and 31, which, let's go back to see our ore, because this is going to be the best show. The original was at 43.5. Now it's training at 52.5. Okay. This has been episode number 11. It went quite long, but don't worry too much about it. I'm going to try to make another video this week. I'm going to try to talk about PI, but that is actually going to be a way longer video. Okay. And if you want to start on what I'm going to be covering, you do want to start training your planetary command centers, your interplanetary constellations, your remote sensing, and planetology. Okay, I'll see you in episode number 12. This has been episode number 11. And have a Merry Christmas. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, comment. If you're the first one to comment, put your in-character name and I will drop you 100 million. Bye.